Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to another video on Forgotten Weapons. I'm Ian McCollum, and we are here today taking a look at the brand new pistol family released by Steyr. Now, Steyr hasn't done a new gun since the old M9s, which were interesting and designed as military pistols. What they have now is the ATC the ATD and the ATC families. It's a single, highly modular pistol design that is intended both for the carry and law enforcement market, that being the ATD, AT for Austria, and D in this case for defense. These are 4-inch guns. They do a 4-inch and a 4-inch with an integral compensator. And then they have the ATC Austria competition guns, which are the ones we see here with the orange grips. They have a 4-inch, a 5-inch, and a 6-inch model. The carry version, the law enforcement version, is a double action, single action. In fact, kind of interesting, if you take a look here, they took the decocking lever style from the German P6 pistol, the Sig P226, on the competition version. You have single action only. And then they have sort of a hybrid in between the two, sort of like starter competition pistol that has a decocker, but it's a decocker built into the safety. So if you lift the safety up all the way, it decocks. Now, obviously there are similarities here to the P226, and the design intent of this pistol was to fill the market gap that was left open when European-made P226 pistols stopped being available. When that production went to the United States, it really left a significant gap here in Europe. And I think it's more of a gap in Europe, but it's also something that will definitely appeal to a lot of American competition shooters. People really like the 226 platform, and this is an embodiment of that style with the old school European high quality construction. So in the US, because we can basically buy anything we want and as many guns as we want, there's much more of a pressure on price to have not so much cut corners, but to have a lower priced pistol, because you're going to buy one of those and maybe two of those and this and that. In Europe, because handgun ownership is much more heavily regulated and it's much more of a process to get a permit for a specific single gun, European owners tend to be much more invested in having a much smaller number of much higher quality pistols, because having to do work on them, having to replace them, all of those things are very difficult compared to in the United States. And they're just not generally going to have as many guns. So they're going to take the same amount of money that an American shooter might spend on 5 guns and want to spend it on 1 or 2. That's where you get a design like this. Now, like all of the parts between these 2/3 families of pistols are interchangeable. So you can take the single action only triggers from the competition guns, you can put them into the defense frames, multiple different barrel lengths. They all come optics cut with adapter plates for a wide variety of optics. Some cool stuff, like the beavertail here is a separate removable part, and they've actually made the design of that beavertail a publicly open sourced 3D model. So you can go, if you're into 3D printing or manufacturing of any type, you can go take the drawing for this and make your own of whatever style fits you best. Same for the grips. They have the grip profiles, the grip design available as an open source file. You can download, make your own grips, print out solid grips, and then tool them with whatever sort of texture, whatever you're looking for. So it's really cool to see a company sort of embracing the customization, the DIY customization themselves. All right, so standard mag cap is 18. Well, that's not too bad, is it? I guess I pulled a couple low, but not bad. This is a nice soft shooting gun. 4-axis is a little bit high. That's sort of the 226 style that you get. Now, let's see how this compares with the competition versions. All right, 4-inch competition model with the single action trigger. The single action on the carry gun is about a 6-pound trigger. This is going to be about a 3.5 pound trigger. I think we've reached approximately the limit of my practical accuracy of a 4-inch gun. Little softer shooting, it's definitely a heavier gun, nicer trigger, but as you can see, pretty darn close to the same performance. Okay, now we're gonna do the 6-inch, like fully everything competition gun, but first, let me show you the disassembly because it's kind of cool. Instead of taking the slide stop pin completely out, all you do is push it in, rotate it down, the slide comes off the front. You've got a dual recoil spring. Both of these springs are modular and adjustable. You can get different weights for both to tune the gun to different types of competition ammo, whatever it is that you're shooting. They also have 3 different hammer springs that you can use. The guns come with sort of the standard medium weight hammer spring, but you can swap that out for a light or a heavy. So in the double action trigger mechanisms, a lighter hammer spring means a softer, lighter double action pull at the potential risk of light strikes. Heavier hammer spring does the opposite. Again, a lot of modularity built into these guns from the very beginning. And as you can see, this isn't modular like, oh, you'll be able to replace these parts later because new things can be developed for them. This is modular. We've got this whole a la carte menu of stuff available right now when the guns launch, and you can pick and choose what you want from it, which is nice. We often see modular quote unquote guns, but you never get anything other than basically the single set of design parts that are initially released. Not too shabby. Sorry, a little hard to see because someone else has already been shooting on this target, but that is a super soft shooting gun. Someone with more competition skill could run this thing like a beast, I have no doubt. So very cool to get a chance to take a look at these. We're filming this before they've actually been launched in the US or in Europe for that matter. Definitely looking forward to seeing them come available on the market and to see people start to put some practical use into these. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.